And then there was one. After hours of interviews and deliberation, the second largest school district in East Texas has a lone finalist for superintendent. As KLTV7's Lauren Tier reports, the school board is confident the selected candidate will usher in a new chapter of success.
The Longview ISD Board of Trustees started with 35 applications from candidates hoping to be the district's next superintendent. Dr. Marla Sheppard has been announced as the lone finalist for the position. Board President Michael Tubb has high praises for the Texas-born and raised educator who has almost 30 years of experience.
It makes me think of that commercial, Ozzy Osbourne is in the office setting, and you see everybody's calling each other a rock star in the office setting, and Ozzy's kind of looking at him, rolling his eyes. I think if Ozzy Osbourne was standing right next to me, he would agree with me. Marla Sheppard's a rock star.
Today marks day one of a 21-day period for contract negotiations and drafting. In addition to Dr. Sheppard's contract,
we're also going through the process right now to get a emeritus contract for James Wilcox, which basically will state he will be here on a day-by-day basis
until Dr. Sheppard feels ready to take the reins 100%.
She's a competitor. She loves to win. She has a sense of urgency about herself, and she's ready to get to work.
All important qualities for a leader who is coming in at the beginning of a new chapter for the district that just passed a $456.2 million bond. Dr. Sheppard comes from KIPP Texas Public Schools in Houston, a group of public charter schools.
She actually said she did not sleep last night. She was so excited.
Lauren Tier, KLTV 7 News.
I hope she gets some sleep tonight. School Board President Tubb says they're hoping to welcome Dr. Sheppard to Longview sometime next week, but her official start date as a full-time employee will not happen until the 1st of July.